1-1. Really proud of our football team today. Thought it was a total team effort. Ups and downs on both sides of the ball, but the way our defense came out and played the second half was unbelievable. I thought Coach English did a great job of continuing to bring pressure the second half, continuing to be aggressive, where sometimes in that situation where the offense is sputtering, you might feel like you can't continue to bring pressure, you might give up a big play, but he kept the hammer down. Our kids responded. Really proud of them. Proud of the fact we had 0 turnovers today. Probably wouldn't have won the game if we'd have turned the ball over. But the thing that I wanted to see today, I wanted to see fight out of our team. I wanted to see them just fight for 60 minutes or however long it took. And I said the scoreboard would take care of itself, and it did. Was it pretty? No. But we did improve from week 1. We got improved from week 2 going into week 3. And I believe we did that by having competition all week, by challenging guys within themselves to go out and answer the bell at every practice, every meeting, and get better. And that's what we need to continue to do as a football team, is get better week in and week out. It sounds simple, but that's the way you go about doing things. We're not even close to a finished product. We're throwing the ball right now. But we will get better by working, and looking forward to starting next week.
What went into the decision to put in Colin? How reluctant were you to do that?
I wasn't real reluctant when we couldn't complete a pass. He worked all week with the twos. Him and Nick split time. We felt he had the better week and felt if we were struggling throwing the ball that we would give him an opportunity. And he didn't play great either, but he had, 2 big completions there. I don't even know how many he completed. 2. All right, one was on a 3rd down, which was a good pass over a corner to Elroy, and he stuck it on him. You can see the ball comes off with velocity. You can see that he's confident in his throwing. He gets on top of the ball. He's going to compete this week and give us the best opportunity to win. Now, I still believe Faton will play. It gave us an opportunity to win with his running, his ability to run the ball with the legs. He got some huge yards running the ball, which was big for our offense. That last drive, the completion by Colin and the 6 or 7 yard run by Faton put us in field goal range, and Wyatt was able to make the kick.
We're not move forward now with Colin Hill as your quarterback?
Well, I'm not going to make that decision right now. I got to look at the tape and, evaluate like I do every week. But, we've played him, so I'd expect that he will play. Whether he's the starter or not yet, I hadn't made that decision.
In a perfect world, were you hoping to redshirt?
No, I wasn't well, you would like to redshirt a young guy, but the camp, really the spring and the camp he had, we felt he had a chance to be a really good player. So we got him ready to play. All along I was honest with you guys saying there was a 3-quarterback race, and it was. He didn't have a great last scrimmage. Well, if he'd had a great last scrimmage, he might have been a starter. So we'll continue to work him and see where he fits in.
Where does Nick stand out?
Nick's got to compete. He's got to compete. He's got to prove that he can hit his targets. That's where they all stand. We don't have a starting quarterback right now. And then everybody might go, oh, how can you not have a starting quarterback? Well, it's pretty evident we don't have a starting quarterback when you watch us try to throw the ball. So we got to figure out what we can do, figure out who can make the best decisions and get us in the right play. Colin came in and completed the pass, and then he had 2 missed assignments on run checks, which killed that drive. So he's got to be able to handle it all. It's not just throwing the ball. What we do offensively and run the ball, he's got to get us in the right runs.
How impressive for you was that defensive performance? 7 drives by UTSA in the second half, 7 stops, especially because this was a team that did hit you for big plays last year.
I was extremely proud of our defense. Last week we couldn't slow CU down. And to come out today and not worry about last week. All they were focused on was today, each assignment. Even when we give up a first down, we bowed our neck and we continued to play hard. I saw guys getting off tackles. I saw guys knocking people back. I saw more than one guy on the tackle. And it was good to see us get after a quarterback. It was good to see us put pressure on them, and you could tell their quarterback was he was unsettled. He was unsettled in the first half, and we kind of some of our zone coverages where we didn't pressure, he was able to make some throws. But once we started pressuring, he became a little bit nervous in the pocket, and we were able to get to him and made a couple bad throws.
In your mind, was it adjustments that you guys made on defense, or were they just doing their assignments better?
No, we made some adjustments. We put in some different coverages, clouded some stuff, some trap coverages, but all week we knew we had to be able to pressure. And we had to be able to load the box to stop the run. You know, we were caught in too many times last week in a 5-man box against CU where they were able to run the ball. And we wanted to have some run blitzes this week, which we did. We were able to stop the run. And they just did a great job. And again, you know, hats off to Coach English and the entire staff and those guys for continuing to be aggressive. And, you know, the guys responded on the back end was good to see.
Coach, you only get one chance to have a home opener. How much of a relief is it to get a win and a home opener in front of a home crowd this week and kind of know what your capability your team is right now?
It was huge. It was huge to, you know, you want to win at home. We did not play extremely well at home last year, and it's, you know, it's our house again in front of our fans, and it's their football team, and we want to represent them well. Now, it wasn't pretty, but if you're a Colorado State fan, in my opinion, you saw a group of kids that played extremely hard for each other, and if we'll continue to do that, we'll get better and have a chance in every ball game.
How bizarre was the end of that first half for you? 3 attempts at the field goal, set up by that great catch by Elroy.
Yeah, it was a little bit bizarre that you know, we kept missing and they kept jumping, and every time they jumped and we missed, I said, "Thank you, Lord," and then we got another opportunity. But just I'm proud of Elroy. Great job of making some plays today. 2 third-down catches, the big play before the half, which was not a good throw. Threw it inside on a takeoff ball, and Elroy went up and made a play. And Elroy's a guy that's been injured up and down his career since I've been here. But he's, you know, he had a great week of practice. You know, we came out of last week's game saying, hey, we were going to have to play Michael Gallup a lot, and he was going to start. And you know, Elroy, after the week, he performed better, and he was going to start if we wouldn't have ran the reverse the first play to Gallup. But really proud of Elroy. He's dependable, and he shows ability to make catches.
One of those things would have been a waste to waste a catch like that.
Yeah, it would have been, but. You know, I'm just glad they jumped off sides. I think our set call, they were jumping, had 3 chances, and then, you know, Wyatt knocked that one in off the goalpost there, which gave us a little bit cushion. But just proud of the guys how they fought. We finished the half well. You know, you got 20 seconds left, even though they scored. You know, I wanted to be aggressive and try to get in field goal range. We were able to do that, and then we finished the last 5 minutes of the game well defensively. All right, Matt asked if Dalen was dinged up. Dalen had a little hamstring strain and was not feeling it. You could tell there at the start of the second half. We were fitted up on guys, and Dalen was kind of, you know, he did not have that burst that he had in the first half. So, you know, and it is, you know, he's got to get healthy. You know, he's still not running like the guy that finished last season. He's running a little bit unsure instead of hitting the hole with some power. I mean, we're not going to block everybody where there's a 5-yard hole every time. We got to run through arm tackles. We got to do a better job of that. It was good to see Marvin run hard. He's got to get his pads down. Then we got to get, you know, we got to look at getting Bryce Peters or Rashad Body ready. If, you know, Dalen's out and Izzy's still not 100%.
Coach, you know the capability of your team. Have you seen that yet? And if so, is there some frustration that it's not being performed?
No, not at all. I mean, there's frustration. There'll be frustration as a coach when you watch the film and see us not execute things that we'll work on. But at the end of the day, we won the ball game, and you're never going to hear me apologize for winning a ball game. Coach Lubick came and talked to this team, and the thing that he said, if you're going to coach here, if you're going to be a player here, you better be ready for a dogfight every week when you're coaching and playing at Colorado State. And that was our message all week. You know, that we got to fight. And if we'll get a little bit better, all right, the thing that I'm proud of is they fought for each other. And that's all I ask. We'll get better executing. All right, we got a little bit better offensively executing. We got a lot better defensively. All right, but we'll have a whole set of new challenges next week. We got to keep our focus as coaches and players of that fight, that we got to fight for each other. Not this week. This was from last time, or one of his many times that he's talked to us, and it just, you know, it resonated with me that, you know, we got to be ready to fight every week. You know, it's the tradition here has been blue collar. It's been scratch and claw for everything that you ever won, and that's what we got to do. And we better be ready for it next week. I don't know, when did UNC play? They play already? Okay, you know, they had a big win the first week, and it's a rival game. All right, they're right down the road, and they're going to come in here ready to play. And first thing we got to do is handle ourselves this week, and then we got to get ready to play them on next Saturday.
What can you say about Kevin Davis? 4 sacks. I mean, he really led that defense.
Yeah, Kevin has really grown to me as a guy, as a leader. He's been more vocal. He is playing really hard right now. He's playing a lot more physical in my mind than what I saw before I got here, and then what he played like last year. He's going to tackle the ball. It's not just doing his assignments. You see him defeating blockers. You see him winning his one-on-one battles. And knock on wood that he's healthy and we got him, because he's one of the consistent things we have on defense right now.
Is that what you learned from your defense days, that you need to take an aggressive plan and be aggressive in their approach?
Well, I think that depends every week on who you play, Mike. But I think we play better when we're aggressive. We're a little undersized up front defensively. Now we've been limited with guys out at the nose guard position. We'll get some guys back this week off of suspension, but we're still going to have to play. We're going to have to play aggressive. We don't, that's just the way we got to play. We got to attack. We got to push the envelope, and that's got to be both sides of the ball.
Is that something you and Marty talked about at all this week?
Yeah, we talked about it after the game, that we need to put in some run blitzes, that we couldn't survive in a five-man box. We couldn't subject our defensive linemen to that. We had to help them by bringing backers and slanting and moving to get the double teams off them. They were killing our 3 technique last week with double teams, and we really couldn't hold the point in a 5-man box. It's hard to stop anybody in a 5-man box. So we got to be able to do different things, but it depends on who you play. We knew they were going to play 10 personnel with 4 wide receivers and do some of the stuff that Colorado did. I thought we had a great game plan, and the kids executed. The kids made adjustments at halftime. I mean, 7 possessions, 7 stops. That's pretty impressive. I don't care who you're playing.
You ran the ball for 220 yards. Were you impressed with the improved play of your offense?
Yeah, and I thought we played pretty good up front last week. Running the ball, we just got in such a big hole and had to get out of what we do consistently good here, what I believe we can do. That was big for us to come out and run the ball early. It was big for us, the tempo that we played with in the first half. We played extremely fast. Thought they got tired a little bit. They were subbing their whole defense at times. And we got tired a little bit, there. But we got to be able to play that way. We're going to have to be able to run the ball. Now, we got to improve in the passing game, but, the ability to run the ball like we did, the ability to run the ball with Fatone definitely helped us and opened up some things where if you're just under center, you don't have a running quarterback, they can stop the run a little bit easier like they did in the second half.
After watching camp, how perplexed are you that you're not completing 50% of your passes?
Well, we didn't complete them in camp at 50%. So, I mean, it's something a little new for me. Throwing for 60 yards and throwing for 100 yards. But the improvement, like I just told him, I said we improved by 40 yards. So we need to improve a little bit this week in the throwing game because we're going to have to throw it. And it was good to see the guys make some catches today. Now, we missed some opportunities. We got to get number 4 going. We got to get him to make a play here or there. Then we got to throw him a ball that he can catch every now and then again. But it is what it is right now. All right. But at the end of the day, we just won the ball game. We're going to enjoy this win, and we're going to go back to work tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you, Paul.
Go ahead.
We're good.
Good to go? All right. Yeah, I just want to start. I'm feeling real grateful. I just want to give, all glory to God, put us in this position. So, you asked me about that catch. I think that the first thing is, when the ball's in the air, as a receiver, you're thinking, I got to go make a play on it. And Coach Bobo's been harping on us as a receiving core that, there's got to be somebody that step up, and we got to be able to make plays in that area. And so, it was just an opportunity, and I tried to make the most of it.
Were you languishing a little bit? I mean, you make that great catch, and then the series of field goal attempts.
Oh, my gosh. That was stressing, but hey, at the end of the day, we got 3 points from it, and I'm glad that that catch set up some points because I think those were some big points that we kind of had going into the halftime. So,
How much did that help morale in the locker room at halftime, having gotten that?
I think it just gave us that little extra juice. Things were kind of getting bogged down a little bit. And like I said, we're just looking to make some plays and, with the ball in there, try to make opportunity with it. And then I think when we went to the locker room, just gave us some fire to come out in the second half. And I think it really motivated the defense. I think that showed because defense came out and they had a good second half. So.
How frustrated are you guys right now with the passing game and its ineffectiveness right now?
I wouldn't say we're frustrated, man. We're just learning. We're young. And the thing about it with rotating quarterbacks, Coach Bobo's done a good job of trying to give us each reps with the guys who, because everybody throws different as a receiver. Everybody throws different. Timing's different. So, depending on where that situation goes, I think we're going to get more consistency with it. And, there's a lot of receivers that can make plays, just got to be given opportunities. And, today was my opportunity, and I tried to make the most of it for this team. So.
As an offense, were you guys surprised to see Colin Hill come in? I know you practice with him, but
yeah.
you know he's a true freshman.
Yeah, how do I want to say this? We kind of were expecting it a little bit, because he's always been right there with the ones. Coach Bobo's given him a lot of reps, and he believes in him. So I wouldn't say that I was shocked or anything when he came in. And we believe in his ability, and if that's who it is going forward, the kid can play. So.
What was he like in the huddle when he first came in?
We tried to go into him and I said, hey, relax, it's just football, and I told him, let's just play catch. That's all. At the end of the day, that's all we're doing. And, he was definitely tense a little bit that first time, but I think if he gets a couple more series under his belt, he should be fine.
How difficult as a receiver is it to get in a rhythm when the quarterback is changing out?
I'm not going to lie, it is definitely difficult, especially with the three of them. I feel like they each throw differently in timing-wise. So we tried our best to get in rhythm with them, and that's what Coach Bobo does. He gives us a lot of reps in practice with each of them. And so, like I said, all we can do is try hard and move forward, and so I think we should be fine.
After last week, what does this do for you guys, even in that position?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just confidence. We've always believed in what we could do. And especially after last week, it's one of those things that we worked on the details this week, the little things. And just getting a win under the belt is a big thing moving forward. It gives a little confidence, and next week you get a little bit better. Next week you get a little bit better. So it's just the start. But, we're really excited and jacked up about it because it's the first win of the season, and we should be.
What are you taking off the table?
Oh, I just a little banged up. I ain't nothing. I'll take it off soon.
What was the mood of the defense? Obviously, you guys stepped up and did some great things, but after last week, how did you turn things around so quickly?
We can't. This week we were preparing. We just had to come out and get it. We couldn't come out. Last week we came in with a lot of energy, but the thing is, turnout wasn't as good what we wanted. So we had to push it and practice more and grind harder. And we had to come after it. And today, the defense, same mentality, but we just came out and fought harder. It seemed like, and people were having more fun out there. People weren't just worried about what they got to do. Everyone seemed more calm out there, collective. So people. No, not at all. They earned it. It wasn't just one big play they scored. They ran a bunch of plays on us, so they didn't just score on us. So they fought hard. They earned it.
When I talked to you guys took a more aggressive approach this week. Is that going to serve your type of defense better?
Yeah, it will. The aggressive part is just we have to get after it, especially up front as the defense line, linebackers. Everybody on that defense has to get after it, and we have to just keep pushing. So.
Did you do more stunts and blitzes, though, and things like that?
Today it seemed like we did more, maybe because we were scheming them more. But it really helped. We put pressure on their quarterback. He wasn't able to run on us or get outside the pocket very much, which he did, but. And he is a great quarterback, so, we ran more stunts.
How much did that just build that first sack, you get all pumped up? How much did it just build one after the other, that once you guys did it a couple times, it got that much easier the next time?
It just seemed like the confidence everybody, just from the start of the game to the end of the game, was very high, especially in that second half. Everybody was relying on the defense just to keep getting stops, and that really helped us. The people out there, we're like, hey, the defense has got this. And even us, we were like, all right, guys, 3 and out right here. Let's get off the field. And we did it. And nobody was doubting anybody out there. So it was a really confidence booster for everybody out there.
How impressive is Kevin Davis right now?
What was that?
How impressive is Kevin Davis playing right now?
He's the guy. The GOAT right there. 3 or 4 sacks today? He did a really good job for us. He really helped the defense out a lot. And we helped him, open the holes, defense line, open the holes for him, running our stunts right. And he just straight up made plays for us, and he did a great job.
I know he's not a big talker, but how much are you guys feeding off the way he's playing?
I love talking to him. He's just so calm and collective, and it's like, hey, Kev, how you doing? It's like, I'm good. That makes me feel good. It's like, all right, I'm feeling good too. there's nothing like too exciting about him, but I get excited off him. So, he does some really good things for this defense.
Does he take some pressure off you guys as a defensive line? Not only him, but Josh too, with their pass rushing ability, knowing that maybe if you don't get to the quarterback, you may free them up to get to him.
Oh yeah, especially when we're running stunts. If we're able just to take the guards or the tackles away off them, then that gives them an opening. But so we also have to help them out too, because if they're dropping back, we have to help them get pressure on the quarterback. So that we're not just rely on them to make the plays.
They had 7 drives in the second half, no points, no football. How much of a confidence booster is that for you guys after last week's performance?
It was fantastic. It was the greatest thing that probably could have happened to this defense. We just kept picking up after each other. Even when we were rotating, other people were going in. They were doing the same thing. We can rely on other people to make plays. So it's not just like the ones or Kevin Davis or Jake Slager to make all the plays.
Do you feel more pressure on you guys as a defense, given the struggles the offense is having, 3 different quarterbacks, real tough time moving the ball through the air? Does the defense feel more pressure to make sure games stay low scoring?
No, I don't know. Me, I was like, hey, guys, I just kept telling everybody, I was like, hey, guys, we just keep giving them opportunities, they're going to keep taking them. So, things don't always happen the way you want it, but, Colin Hill, I saw Colin Hill went in. He did a pretty good job, and, Fatone did a really good job today. So, if we just keep giving them opportunities, they're going to get in and just put up points. So we just got to rely on them to do their job too.
I just got lucky, to be honest with you. The first one, you can say it's a bad snap, but Hayden still got the hold down. I just needed to make the kick. The second one was totally on me. It was just a bad hit. And third time's a charm, I'm telling you.
I thought you really tried to kick that second one.
I just kind of punched at it, didn't get a good follow through.
How hard was that third one to make, knowing you already missed it?
Well, I wasn't going to miss it again, I'll tell you that much.
How'd you knock that fourth game? You knocked that one down. Seemed you were cool and collected there after.
Well, I hit that kick all the time in practice, It was a great snap, a great hold. I knew I had to play the wind a little bit. It didn't push it quite as much as I expected, and it just kissed right off the upright, so someone's looking out for me, I guess.
So when you look at this, you provided the margin of victory. 3 field goals, you guys win by 9. How nice is that?
Feels good. Feels good to get a W.
How much grief did you take in the locker room for that series after that?
Man, people are telling me to quit making them so nervous. Just make it right down the middle next time. Give people a heart attack.
Have you ever experienced anything like that?
Like
That sequence where they're jumping off sides?
not 2 times like that, no.
How conscious have you been this season about trying to get the ball up? I mean, last year, even with extra points,
Yeah, that was.
Even the shorter kicks seem to are going up.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I worked on a lot in the off season. I went to a couple trainers and a couple different kicking camps, just working on ball flight and getting the height of my ball up so it doesn't get blocked like last year.
Do you feel like you've lost any distance, or do you?
No, I think I'm hitting my field goals as best as I've ever have. So.
Is it easier from the right hash being right footed than the left?
Not necessarily. Normally, I guess my weak hash is the right hash, but obviously not today.
How much did Hayden give you a bad time about the misses? He's kind of joking.
Oh no, Hayden doesn't give me a bad time. Thank God, Hayden does a great job. He can get the ball down, even on bad snaps. Doesn't matter. Hayden gets the ball down. He does a great job.
Did you realize the stat sheet says you're 3 for 3?
Hey, there's no asterisks. They're all good.
The way you guys played in the second half.
Super excited. It was a complete turnaround from last week. Guys were excited. Guys were trying to get to the ball. Guys were doing their job. So it was exciting to watch.
To you, what was the big difference? It seemed like you guys were just more aggressive, and Mike did say you took more of an aggressive plan in the game.
Yeah, we definitely had a salty taste in our mouth from last week, but I think the game plan, like you said, was a lot more aggressive. So we're just trying to get to the ball, get our linemen moving. Yeah.
Did it give you a sense more of last year's defense? Because obviously with Tyson, there were a lot of stunts, a lot of different blitzes on a regular basis. Were you a little closer to some of that maybe today than you had been in the opener?
Yeah, I think we probably blitzed more today, a lot more today than the opener. But that's something I think we've always done with Coach English. So yeah.
You personally, what can you say about the game? You had 4 sacks, forced a fumble.
doing my job. Coach English calls the plays, and we just have to execute them.
Did you see your teammates stick to the plan more? I mean, you guys talked this week that what you saw on tape was guys just weren't doing their assignments. They were getting in the gaps. I mean, could you sense on the field guys were doing their jobs the way they were supposed to?
Yeah, we had, I think, a lot more guys rotate. Guys are doing their jobs, but I think the biggest difference between last week and this week is we didn't panic at all. At the beginning, there's a couple third down stops we should have gotten that we didn't. We didn't panic. We went back and talked it over, and then just kept moving forward.
How hard is it, coach is talking about you being more outgoing, being more of a leader? How hard is that been for you, and how are you doing?
I think I've kind of adjusted to it now. I see that guys will look up to me, just being an older guy. You guys have probably heard about the program that came in. They put us in positions to be more vocal. So yeah, I think it's going good.
How important was this game for this team, just for your psyche and everything after that opening game?
I mean, it's huge. Last week was a disappointing game. We were very disappointed in the way we played, and just obviously we didn't do everything 100% today, but overall we had a pretty good game as a defense, I think, and then especially the second half we got a bunch of 3-and-outs.
How much of your eyes light up when they let you go after the pass?
I mean, it's exciting. As a football player, you get let loose, get to go hit the quarterback. It's fun.
When they got the first drive for the touchdown after last week,
Mm-hmm.
were your seats down?
No, it was calm. It was really calm. Like I said, that's I think that one of the biggest differences from last week is we were calm. We talked about what happened, and we just moved forward. We put that in the back of our minds and worried about the next play.
You feel like you guys are maybe a little deeper than you were last year. Last year you ran a lot with kind of the same 11, maybe 12 guys. This year you're rotating in and out kind of all the way across the defense. Do you feel like maybe there's a little more depth and you guys are fresher at the end of the game?
Yeah, I definitely think so. This year we have a lot more personnel groups where we bring in guys that are maybe more of a rusher, more of a run guy or whatever. So I think there's a lot of personnel that we can put in the game depending on the situation.
Is your godmother who's here now?
Yeah, from Germany. Yeah.
Figuring this game out?
Yeah, I think my parents are probably helping her a lot, but she's having a great time watching American football. Yeah, she went to the CU one too.
It's nice to have that leadership as well, and it feels like me and him communicate without even really saying words. We know what call is going to make, so if it's loud or they're going in a tempo or something like that, he knows what call we're playing, and so I just communicate to the corner and to the other safety. So watching KD play, it's exciting. Great player. It's awesome to have a player like that on this team.
Jake, how much easier did pass coverage get in the second half when you guys were getting that pressure, getting the sacks, and sort of forcing things as opposed to early on it seemed like their quarterbacks had a lot of time to find
Yeah, the coverage in the second half, it came up a lot easier. Definitely, in the first half we're trying to get some coverage sacks, and then in the second half the D-line turned it up a notch, and it really helped us out in the back end, and it was exciting. And got to give it all to the D-line. The D-line takes the pressure off of us, and it goes both ways, and the linebackers and everything. Coach English did a heck of a job calling the defense for the second half, and we mixed it up, brought some more pressures, and ended up just changing it up on them, something that I don't think expected, and in the long run that helped us and helped us make plays on defense.
How big was it in the locker room emotionally with that kind of field goal right before half?
You give up that touchdown right before half, and it kind of just puts a little knife in your gut, and it wasn't a good feeling. But then you have Elroy making that big catch, and then you have the kicker on the third time. Third time's a charm. Everybody's seeing that. It's just one flag after another, and you're like, all right, third time's a charm. So it was definitely it gave you some room to breathe on that, especially after the defense gave up that touchdown. But you got to attribute to the kicker. He did a heck of a job this game.
Having a home opener in front of a home crowd, how much of a relief is this to get that win and kind of know your capabilities right now as a team?
It's nice to get that win, especially this home opener, and just kick off the Farewell Hughes era. And I think that to get a win underneath our belt, it not only helps us in the locker room, but it helps the entire fan base. It helps everybody else, the CSU community. So getting a win underneath our belt this week was definitely big to us, and enjoy it, obviously, but be ready to get a little bit better next week and just come out next week for UNC.
Has this team played up to its capability yet?
I think that we keep on getting better every single week, but I don't think that we're nowhere near where we can be. But like I said, it's just little things every single week and just working to progress every single week. You either get better or you get worse every single day, and you got to get better day by day, week by week. And so, I mean, you can't live up to your full potential in the first couple of weeks. So we definitely have room to grow. It's a young defense, as everybody knows, but we're definitely stepping in, making plays, and just becoming familiar with it and just enjoying and relaxing.
Get that first win as they started.
Oh, it's awesome. Definitely a great feeling, in the locker room afterwards for sure. We were pretty excited. I know I was excited. But as everybody probably knows, there's a ton of work to do. But, come out with a victory. It's exciting. We're going to enjoy it tonight and then get back to work tomorrow.
How did you take it when you put in Collins?
I mean, he has to. When I wasn't throwing the ball well, you got to put him in. It didn't bother me. I was still there cheering everybody on. I was cheering him on, for him to make his throws, and he did, and got us a few first downs. So it was pretty good. But I mean, it didn't bother me because he got us the first downs we needed to put the game away.
John, how awkward is it that you're going into week 3, your third game of the season, and it's still a 3-man quarterback race?
I don't think it's awkward. I think eventually somebody's gonna come out on top. So we'll. I just got to keep playing, keep improving. No reason to get discouraged at all. But I mean, either way, just we're going to enjoy this tonight and then get back to work.
Can you guys keep pushing each other the way you were in fall camp, the way you were in the spring, in the midst of a season when you're also trying to do game prep?
I think so. It's definitely challenging, I would say, but it's just something you have to do. You have to keep competing.
When you go back and you think about some of your throws today, what is it that had your timing off? What do you need to improve on? What do you think was maybe a key factor?
It's just, I think it just happens sometimes, a bad series, and I was just trying to get into a rhythm with what we were doing and what they were doing defensively. But, some days it's not going to work out how you want. It's not going to be as pretty. But you got to find a way to win. But
Are you walking away feeling like the quarterback?
I always will. I always walk in, feel like I am the quarterback. I know I've said that before, but my demeanor is not going to change. I guess psyche is not going to change about how I am as a player, as a quarterback. Even though improvements have to be made, it's not going to change me, who I am.
You're pretty close to Colin. How does this change your relationship?
No, not at all. He's still my little brother. If he ever needs help with anything, I'm still going to help him. I know I threw the ball pretty terribly. Just every day is not going to be perfect. That's what practice is for. You keep improving, and then when you have that awesome day, all of a sudden, then everyone's going to be like, all right, well.
As an offense, how much of a relief was it to have your defense play the way they did? 7 possessions, 7 stops in the second half.
Yeah, they played pretty stout. But that's why it's a team game. You're not going to have both sides of the ball, as much as you want to. You're not going to have both sides of the ball firing on all cylinders, every time. That's pretty rare, I think, with any team across the country. But, that's why you have a defense to pick up the offense, you have an offense to pick up defense, and you have a special teams to pick up everybody. So I was happy to see that. I was just encouraging my team. And like I said, that's what teams are for. That's why we don't have just an offense going out there and just a defense going out there.
How much did you get to see of Elroy's catch right there at the end of the first half that set up those final points?
How much did
you get to see of that play, of Elroy making that catch on the deep ball?
I think I saw most of it. If I would have kept it a little more outside, I think he probably would have scored, So that would have been awesome. But, but that's the things you got to improve on. That's why you play games and practice. So.
With the first win here at home, is this how you envision the win for a team and yourself to kind of get the momentum going and get this team in the right direction? Right?
A win's a win. You can't really envision it anyway. My favorite Fast and the Furious quote is when I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. The first Fast and Furious Dom, when he says, winning is winning. It doesn't matter if you do it by an inch or a mile. You just got to find a way to do it. It doesn't really matter. But I think it was good for us, to get this feeling, because I think we're all going to, know that we like it, and we're going to want to probably do it the next 10 weeks. So, that's the goal. It's what we got to keep working toward.
Instead of teams improved from being 1-2, have you seen that improvement from last week to this week?
I think so.
Why is that?
Because we were actually getting some things going on offense. Even though it wasn't the cleanest day, guys were making plays, making catches. I know BC and Elroy made some catches, and some other guys. And our run game I know was pretty good. Just getting those established, getting everybody's feet wet is going to be good for everybody.
Producing points on that first drive.
It feels good because that's what we work for, and we do that. We really do it every day. We do it every day in practice, and it feels good to actually get out there and execute it.
Is it awkward for you with the quarterback rotation like this, 3 quarterbacks?
No, it's not. It's not awkward at all.
Were you surprised that Coach wouldn't call him?
I just always pay attention what my position is doing, and so I was cool with it.
What does Patone open up in the run game with him back there at quarterback?
He'll make the defensive ends. They'll have to be honest. They can't crash in there when we're doing read option. So that's always good.
Is that the biggest difference you noticed today with him in there? Because obviously had some big runs early on.
Mm-hmm.
Had a lot more running room than you did last week.
Yeah, it was it was nice. It was nice. Fatone did a good job running the ball for sure, and I think he had a real nice play on a quarterback draw.
They said your hamstring probably the same issue as last year, or?
No, not as bad, but I tweaked it early on in second quarter and kept playing through it, and just decided to come out.
Could you have played if you had to?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because I was trying to stay loose and be ready if they needed me.
Does it change anything in practice when you know that there's still 3 quarterbacks competing to be the starter? Because Mike said he doesn't know who the starter is next week.
No, it don't change. It doesn't change anything in practice. We're all just gonna come out there and work hard and get better. We're not gonna really worry about who's gonna be our quarterback.
Elroy said as a receiver, it kind of affects timing and other things. Does it affect the running backs? The difference in quarterbacks the same way or not?
No, because we work on that all the time, run matches with all the different quarterbacks, and it really doesn't change. Yeah, it's all the
basic drops to hand off, things like that.
Yeah, they're all the same.
All right, you guys good?
Yeah.
Thanks, David.